Okay, this is number 1 on lesson 50, and it says how many ways can the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 be arranged in a row of 3 to form an odd counting number if repetition is permitted and 3 cannot be second and 1 cannot be third. Alright, so you're trying to create a 3-digit counting number. So we have 3 boxes that we need to fill. And it says that we can, let's see, how many ways can they do that arrangement of 3 form an odd count? Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the choices we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're allowed to use those digits, and we can use each one as many times as we want. We don't have to, repetition is permitted, which means like 111 is okay. You can still use 1 even if you've already used it. All right, so the other conditions on this are that it's got to be an odd number, which means that we have to have an odd digit in the ones place, because that's what determines whether a number is odd or even. And then it also says that 3 cannot be second, so in the second box you can't have 3, so we'll just put an X and a 3 there. And then in the 1 cannot be third, so you're not allowed to have a 1 in this box, so no 1s in that box. All right, so for the first box we could use any of the 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So there are 5 choices for the first box. The second box we're allowed to use any number, any one of those 5, except for 3. So there are 4 choices, 1, 2, 4, or 5. So 4 choices. And the last box, it's got to be odd because it has to be an odd number. This 3-digit number has to be odd. And we can't use 1 because that was a condition that the problem put on it. So the only odds besides 1 are 3 and 5. So we can only use those 2 in the final box. So that is 5 times 4 times 2, which is 40. 40 possible 3-digit numbers, 3 odd counting numbers, without a 3 coming second and without a 1 coming third. So that's number 1. All right, let's look at number 2. All right, it says how many positive integers less than 150 are there such that all the digits are odd. So this is supposed to be less than 150. It's any number at all less than 50. It's got to be positive, and all the digits are supposed to be odd. So all digits odd. All right, so on this one, we're going to have to talk about 1-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers, and 3-digit numbers separately, because we don't just know how many digits the number can have. We know it has to be less than 150, and that includes all the 1-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers, and 3-digit numbers up to 149. So let's just talk about the 1-digit numbers first. All right, it says all the digits have to be odd, so there are only 5 choices for the 1-digit numbers. We can have 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. So 5 choices there. That's 5 possibilities. For the 2-digit numbers that are less than 150 and have all digits odd, we can have, in the first box, the tens place of that number, we can have anything except a 0, because a 2-digit number doesn't start with 0. So that means there are 9 choices for the first digit. Oh, wait a minute, all the digits have to be odd. So no, there are not 9 choices for the first digit. There are only 5, because we can have 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. So there are 5 choices for that first digit. And then for the second digit, same thing, anything, as long as it's odd. So 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9 are the choices for that. So that's 5 times 5, which is 25 2-digit numbers that have all their digits odd. So that will be numbers like 11, 33, 55, 77, and so on. Or 31, 35, 37, 39. Any 2-digit numbers that have both digits odd. All right, and then now let's look at the 3-digit numbers that are less than 150. All right, the first digit has to be 1 because we did all the 2-digit numbers here and we did all the 1-digit numbers there. So now we're on 3-digit numbers. So the first number has to be 1 because these numbers are all supposed to be less than 150. So we're talking about 3-digit numbers from 100 up to 149. Those are the only ones we're dealing with. So the first digit's going to be odd. It's going to be 1 because it's 100. It's in the hundreds. 100 up to 149. And then the second digit can only be, it has to be 4 or less because, we can't go past 150. So the only odd numbers less than 4 are 1 and 3. So there's only 2 choices for that box because all the digits have to be odd. And then for the final box, it's just got to be odd. So it could be any of the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. That's 5 choices. All right, so 1 times 2 times 5 is 10. All right, so if we add all these up, we've got 40 possibilities, 40 numbers where all 40 numbers less than 150 with all odd digits. Okay, so just to summarize, we did for the 1-digit numbers, there were 5 of them, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. For the 2-digit numbers, there were 25 because both digits just had to be odd. That's the only limitation on that because they're all less than 150 if they're 2 digits. And then the 3-digit numbers, we know the first digit had to be 1 because we're not going past 149. So the first digit is 1. It's in the hundreds. Second digit, if we're not going past 149, then the tens digit is going to be either a 1 or a 3. Those are odd. And then the final digit could be any of the odds. And when you count the possibilities, you multiply 1 times 2 times 5, which is 10. So if we added up all the 1-digit numbers, all the 2-digit numbers, and all the 3-digit numbers, less than 150, with all their digits odd, that adds up to 40.